This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another 2-a-day in the arena. It's me at CGB. Hope you enjoy the extra content, because my favorite thing about Magic right now, in surprising fashion, is Historic Brawl. The Historic Brawl Festival is currently running. We would love to have a queue more often, or possibly full-time, but I'm going to be pushing out deck lists because I think that's the #1 thing keeping people from playing Historic Brawl. Not enough content to net deck, and while there are a lot of cute things and different ways to express yourself through Brawl and choosing your commander and choosing the other cards in your 60 card pile, you know me, I like it a little bit evil. I like fun as a bit of a zero-fun game. Zero-sum game? Oops, my bad. I didn't mean to say that. So Brawl is cool because you have in Historic Brawl as opposed to regular Brawl, you have so many more counter spells. I mean cards. Yeah, cards, that's it. Not counter spells, cards. You have so many more cards that you can run. So this is my first and possibly most evil take on a TEFERI hero of Dominaria as your commander Historic Brawl list. Those who remember him, remember that he is probably, like, I don't know, the true villain of its time. Now kind of a fair card. Not fair. Fair's going too far, but the villain of its time. Decks that ran TEFERI Hero of Dominaria as win con. Because what you can do is you can use the -3 to target a non-land permanent and put it into its owner's library third from the top. You can just target TEFERI with this, and then you will never deck. What happens to the opponent? They will eventually deck. What happens to all the cards and permanents they play? Well, the -8 creates an emblem that exiles target permanent an opponent controls. So if you exile one of their permanents every turn until they're out of permanents, eventually TEFERI itself is a win con. Now I, being the gentle and just empathetic soul that I am, decided to run a few more win cons. There is an Approach of the Second Sun, and there is a Shark Typhoon. Some of you would also qualify Castle Ardenvale as a win con. Guys, I guarantee you right now, oh yeah, Field of the Dead might win you a game. Why isn't that card banned? Anyway, some of you might argue that it's not many win cons. Guys, nobody's going to play with us. They're not. Like, patience is the only win con this deck needs. Nobody is going to play once a TEFERI Ultimates. They're not even going to play once a TEFERI ticks up twice. People hate this card so much. Just you watch. Nobody has the guts to stick it out and battle TEFERI. The rest of the deck is divided into counter spells. Pact of Negation is a zero-cost counter. They love this card. Censor. Oh yeah, Disdainful Stroke, Essence Scatter, Negate, Tail's End, Dovin's Veto, Disallow, Counter Target, Spell, Activate Ability, or Triggered Ability. It's a nice one lurking in Historic. Saw It Coming, Absorb, Syncopate. That's the counters. Then we have things that interact with the board. We have Seal Away, Blink of an Eye, Into the Royal, Cast Out, Settle the Wreckage, Shatter the Sky, Wrath of God, Commit, Cleansing Nova, Doom Scar, Elspeth Conquers Death, Heliod's Intervention, and Mass Manipulation, another somewhat win con. Nobody likes getting their commander stolen. Nobody. Search for Azcanta. These are the card advantage cards. Maze Mine Tome, Treasure Map, Narset Barter Veil, Sphinx's Revelation. We can go light on card advantage because we have TEFERI. Our commander just is the epitome of card advantage. Then we've got the win cons, the Typhoon, and the Approach of the Second Sun. Then we have land and more land. There are lands that kind of do other stuff, and there are lands that mostly tap for mana, and that's what these piles are. A few notable lands. I mean, you know the spell lands. They're currently legal in Standard. Ramp, Mindstone, Cold Steel Heart, Arcane Signet. These are all legal in Historic, and they are all very important in most Brawl decks, as mana advantage is huge in Brawl. I promise you, you probably want to run these. And not over land either. You still need to run a healthy amount of land and these to make sure that you have the mana to always keep doing your thing. Scavenger Grounds. Sacrifice the desert, exile all cards from all graveyards. We don't really use the graveyard much, unless you want to count, like, the other side of Commit. So, or flipping Azcanta. But anyway, Scavenger Grounds keeps graveyard synergies from wrecking you. Reliquary Tower. No maximum hand size. perfect in combination with Teferi and Sphinx's Revelation. And as Kanta, Field of the Dead can win the game. Field of Ruin can keep the opponent's Field of the Dead from winning the game. Rivulet can help you deck them, kinda. But one of the cool combos is If New Rivulet and Teferi. Teferi -3s to put a card into the opponent's deck. If New Rivulet throws it in the graveyard. And of course the castles. So this is going to be our pile. A fun thing you can do in Brawl, you're going to hear me mention this a number of times across a number of deck lists this week, if I have time to record as much as I want to. Snow-covered lands have different names from regular, like, basic lands. This is important for Field of the Dead, which requires 7 different names. So we run 2 snow-covered lands and 2 regular plains, and do the same with islands. It increases our chance of getting Field of the Dead online. That's an introduction to what will surely be one of the most evil decks in the format. Today's video is dedicated to Bloy. Did I already dedicate a video to you? Am I going crazy? You're just that lucky. I would like to dedicate this video to you, and in your honor, a card shall become immortalized and cosmetic in the collection. What card should it be? There are a few calling my name. I'm going to go with an absolute favorite here. Sphinx's Revelation. Hell yeah. This one's for you. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Oh yeah, back in the historic Brawl Festival. Who wants to suffer? You do get progress towards quests and your daily wins. It is freaking easy mode if you play something nasty. Some are going to say it's against the spirit of the format. My counter argument is always going to be that Arena is not meant to be a social game. It is meant to be a game to be dominated, to be battled with. It is supposed to be hard. It is supposed to be ruthless. Paper Magic, yeah, I sometimes dial in my evil a little bit, but not on the Arena. No way. All right, we have no white mana. And we have a very clunky hand that's like all tap lands. If this were a Plains, or if this were a Plains, I'd keep it, and we'd just have the Mind Stone, and life would be great, but we'll take that free mulligan. Chevel is going to be very frustrated in this matchup. I guarantee that. Chevel is being like, how do I get the trigger? I want to do the thing. And we're going to be like, nah. Never. Never going to happen. There's going to be no cards for Chevel to take advantage of. All right, well, he's on the battlefield. Let's get the Signet onto the battlefield. Get that mana advantage as quickly as we can. We are digging for white. As soon as we actually find double white, we'll be good. We do have Field of Ruin. All right, Death Touch Tribal. Drew the one of Hooded Blightfang. What a master. So, play this. Crush this. Maybe it's better to take out the tomb for some reason I can't think of. All right, we need another white. We'll use this Kanta to try to find it. Oh wait, we have another white. It's the Signet. So next turn we can Wrath. So what we need as Kanta to find is another land drop. That 25 life just giving you a little bit of extra time is so nice. Nighthawk Scavenger. Oh god. Will they even survive the Wrath? Place your bets now. Will they survive the Wrath of God? Do you have it in you? Can you play on without your precious creatures? Yes, you can. Bravo. We've got a gamer on our hands. Against the odds, they're going to continue to battle. I'm going to graveyard this because if I hit an untapped land, I'm sitting so pretty. All right, that's fine too. Here he is. It's Teferi. Well, if Teferi dies, now they do get to use Chevel. So let's see if they have a way to... What is it? It's the Vraska from War of the Spark that lets Planeswalkers deal damage to... Or creatures deal damage to Planeswalkers. Okay, at the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature, and you return a card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain life. That's a combo! Do we have to counter that? I don't know if we have to, but I'm doing it. Because I'm mean. We have to pay 5 at the on the next upkeep. That's okay. No big deal. What are we on? 4 in the graveyard? Alright, winning with Shark Typhoon is going to be too easy, so I'm cycling that. Just 2 mana, draw a card for our win con. Get out of here. Get out of here, I got no time. Censor. Graveyard. Continue the graveyard. Alright, up to 6. We could have cycled the Censor, actually. And if we had... Yeah, if we had, we could have flipped his Kanta. Something to think about next time.
We need to move quickly.
Alright. Saw it coming, huh? Opponent wants to use a passage. Could disallowed the passage. Nah, we didn't have the mana, but just saying, it's a thing you can do. You crazies might do it. I'm just gonna foretell. So now it's cheaper in the future, because we might be able to use the Censor this turn instead. Yeah, boy. Oh, nice 6-drop. Nice 6-drop. Library. Oh, you're beautiful.
Hurry.
Give him. Yoink. Your commander is mine. Mine for the dominating. Like I said, mass manipulation is often lethal. Akiri? We're up against Akiri, the Fearless Voyager. Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw, you may unattach an... Oh god, equipment! Nom! Easy nom. Opponent with the hello. Let's give them an excited angel face, shall we? Alright, they are on the play. Let's see what kind of creatures they have, if they have any. Turn 1 Shadow Spear. Game on. We'll play that tapped. We could have also just fetched an island, but who knows? Maybe there will be a reason to slow roll the passage. One of them is Field of the Dead in your deck. Oregon Intimidator. Nice. Let's drop the Cold Steel Heart. What are we naming? Blue or white? I guess I'll name white. We want to save the seal away until we can pair it with TEFERI. So what are we doing next turn? Trying to settle them? Oh, our opponent's got a very aggressive start. They stole our treasure map. Oh, we can't. No, you cannot play my treasure map. Can we counter a treasure map? Legendary spell. Nope. Ooh, what do we do then? I don't really want to settle them this early either. So I could play the seal away and take the robbers so that they can't play the map. We could also, like, play TEFERI and eventually just put the map back in the deck, and then I would get it. Oh, this is tough, actually. How much mana are we going to have next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play TEFERI for 5. We won't have enough left for this settle. So I guess we chill. This is rough. I'm really not sure what the right play was there. Not sure. Ooh, we could shut that down. It's going to be most of their turn. All right. Try again. If they have another land, they can do it again. I just basically ate 2 mana with Tail's End. Haha. I like them apples. They still don't have white mana. And they didn't play a land, and they would have because they get to rob, or they missed it. So, did we effectively time walk them with a Tail's End on a Shadow Spear equip? Oh, we did. Nice draw. Nice draw. Is that better than slamming TEFERI? Actually, I think it is. Yeah, just nice clear board. Nothing to worry about. They're not going to play my treasure map. That makes me happy. Also, they need a white mana pretty bad. Next turn we can Teferi and have Settle open, so it doesn't matter how many creatures they have. They will get settled. That is the white source they needed, though. So let's see what they do with it. Here comes Akiri. Mind Stone. I think I can play this and the Teferi. It takes the Settle off the table, but we don't need the Settle. Our opponent only has one creature. Hello. Here it comes. The one you hate. The one you feared.
Keep up the pace.
Opponent taking their time on these clicks. They got that Shadow Spear. They, at any moment, can make permanents lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. It's a big deal. It's a big game. Vanishing Light. Okay, fine. Fine. You hating on Teferi? We'll have to play Teferi again. Back to the command zone. That's why I don't run Banishing Light unless it's like in a blink deck, like a Yorion blink deck in Brawl. Because it just doesn't stop them. Alright, opponent missed their land drop again. So 4 spells. We hold the seal away because we wanted to protect the Teferi, who's coming out again. Again. That's why ramp and lands are so important in Brawl. Because you always have access to a commander. Until somebody steals it. Who would do such a thing?
Hurry.
If they have another removal this time, we're veto ready. Our opponent has equipped the Shadow Spear. Now all they have to do is attack, and they can draw a card. Bone Crusher Giant, we'll just veto it. We'll get a snow-covered plains with the passage for the different land type. Wait, if they attack a planeswalker, do they not get a card? When you attack a player? Oh! That's so brutal. That's so mean. Wow. Bright mode there on Seal Away. Holy cow, haven't seen the animation in a while. Alright, we've got a farmland. Let's cycle it. See if we can improve upon our situation. We also have a Mind Stone we can sacrifice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Plus 2 more each turn from Teferi. Legendary. Alright, opponent unlocks double white. Let's see if it changes their fortunes. Stalwart Valkyrie, 4 mana. You may pay this an exile creature card rather than its cost. And you get a 3/2? Doesn't have an ETB. We could settle it. Let's do this first. Get an idea of what's in the deck. What's coming up? Shark Typhoon and Narset, huh? Yeah, let's just keep the battlefield stable so that those cards get to do their work. Narset's pretty mean to Akiri. Our opponent has activated Shadow Spear. Don't think it's going to help you. Don't think that's going to work the way you want it to work. Alright, new priority for the deck. We need to find ways to destroy this Shadow Spear. Opponent holding priority is starting to wear me down. And we can't have them wearing me down. I'm the monster here. All right. Oh, we could slam the Shark Typhoon and try to end the game that way. Nah. Nah. Too easy. Too slow. Sorry, too fast.
I have practiced against many foes like you. With thoughtfulness before
Oh no. Man. Fine. Fine. We'll take the pact. We'll take the pact. A 0 mana counterspell. Seems fine.
Keep up the pace.
And commit. Alright, fine. You guys talked me into it. Should've done it first. We're just gonna do it now. The battle station is completely online. Opponent did emote. We'll give it the angel pog, as I'm calling it. Seasoned Hollowblade, sure. And a war leader. Look at that. Creatures. One of which can actually survive a wrath, but can't survive a settle.
open mind.
Vision. Vision can make a 3/3 shark at instant speed and find another spell.
Time for a break.
Elspeth conquers death. I mean, let's just do this. Let's keep it easy. I guess we never want to miss a land drop, so... We're on 8. We are on 8. Soon we'll show our opponent what happens to their permanents when they cross me. Shadow Spear equipped. Short sword to the battlefield. They will speak of this day. They will rue the day that CGB massacred the Boros equipment pile. A pile that they keep printing cards for, but somehow at the end of the day still remains a Boros equipment pile. F's in the chat for our Boros warrior. Some good honest equipment magic? Nope. Once again, we have a pile of cool toys and no one to carry them. Few things are sadder in the verse, it must be said. Few things are sadder. As if Teferi needed to be better. We ultimate it, put it right back on the battlefield.
Must keep up the pace.
Goodbye, Shadow Spear.
Suppose that's how it was.
You will hold up my priority no longer. Sure. The casket claims another victim. Akiri, commit. That is not what I meant to target at all. Okay then. Okay then. But that's okay. That's okay. Somehow I completely overshot Akiri there. That was pretty funny. Yep. Go away.
Hardly my worst defeat.
Yeah. It's... I don't know. Witness the power of this fully armed and operational battle station. And they don't get the cards because of the Narset. Oh.
Only time will tell. It's only a matter of time.
Is it just a matter of time? Maybe if we make more time puns, it'll get less painful.
We will meet again.
Every single one has a voice line. And they're done. And they're done. That was gross. Lamb Chop brings Halvar, who is a 3/2 with Menace, who looks at your top 5 or 6 cards and lets you pick an elf from among them, I think. Reveal an elf, warrior, or Tyvar card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom in any order. 3 mana, 3/2. Well, that is one option for an elf commander. This is a Wrath of God. Let's keep. Opponent comes out firing with the best elf in the world. Can they put up enough pressure to give us a run for our money? Maybe. Let's find out. They can turn to commander on the play. Ren's Run Vanisher, revealing Jasperish Sentinel. That's a 2 mana 3/3 with Death Touch. That's a 1/2. They're coming for me. They are not going easy on me. What's my turn 3 play? Guess I don't have a good one here, do I? I have a lot of 4s and a 5. I guess we should slow them down because we can. Now they can pay, but to do that they have to give up 4 damage. Good. Good, good, good. And they hit a Realm Walker. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they are doing it. We're gonna need more sweepers. Let's see if we can hit like a ramp card here with this cycle. Hacked. Pack's no good for a while. All right, next turn is Wrath. Turn after that, maybe an ECD, maybe a Teferi. This is gonna hurt. Let's see how much it hurts. Realm Walker. They still have 2 mana available via creatures. So let's see if they play another card. 3 mana. Nice. Nice. That of course cost them a little bit of damage. And now you all die. They are elves, they can reload. And Harold is good at reloading. Here it comes. Let's see what you get. Oracle. Mass manipulation for us. We could also just commit this, and the opponent will eventually draw it again, but it does keep their Oracle from hitting. Or we could play the ECD. We don't have anything in the graveyard, but we could play Teferi next turn. ECD is an expensive way to do it, for sure. I think we play the Teferi, and I think we actually minus the Teferi because of the empty battlefield nature of the board state right now. I don't think the opponent's going to play something haste to get rid of it. Or if they have a random questing beast or Vorinclex, it's very sad for us. but I'm gonna make them have it. Plus we have this. That's the other thing about the Teferi play that I like. What a combo.
You know what? I'm not done.
Can have 3 mana, but we don't really have a use for it, and I don't think this is actually going to hit anything relevant. So I'm just going to play this tapped and concede that I don't have anything to do on my opponent's turn. But they don't need to know that, so let's put a stop down. Make them think. What else you got? The Harald sitting on top of the library. And this taps for a lot of mana. I think that's a good ECD target.
Let's skip to the good part.
Plains. I could play the map here and get it scrying, but I can also hold up commit, which is pretty solid. To make their Harald more obnoxious. This is a fun card to steal. Opponent played it tapped. Interesting. Masked Vandal. Let's not do that. Now we can put this in the graveyard to stack this. The opponent can grab the Vandal. If they grab the Vandal, they exile this. That's pretty bad for us. It's interesting. But I guess they would have to take the Vandal. They'd also have to have a graveyard, right? So Scavenger Grounds plays around that. That's pretty sick. Let's see if they walk into it anyway. Wait a minute. But then if this is in the graveyard, then we don't get the thing back from ECD anyway. But it does force the opponent to go through the motions of making that play. I don't really want to exile my graveyard, but I can. So if the opponent goes Halvar, and they choose the Vandal, and they cast the Vandal, we have to exile the graveyard. But all that they're doing is exiling the ECD, and we'd have nothing in the graveyard anyway. So I guess we should leave it, but if we leave it, Teferi is stuck. Alright, so I guess we do this. Back to command with you. ECD stays, but doesn't really do anything. Oh, I guess the land is what we need for the mass manipulation. All right, 1 more mana and we can have settle up with the Teferi. We'll just yoink these. Taking the opponent's commander is pretty mean. Now they can use this to get it back. But they need another black. Oh, I can field that. If they don't have the black right here, I can field it. That's pretty cool. Lots going on, a lot of different cards on the battlefield. Keep trying to keep the elf deck from going off value-wise. They play the Avenger, they say go. We draw a counter spell. They scoop to the Field of Ruin. That's the game. Oh, now we get the power matchup. Sleepy Bear wants to bring Isika, God of the Tree. Let's go. One of the power decks of the format, but also very fun. The Prismatic Bridge is a nightmare, a true nightmare. I don't want to give away the cast out, so I'm just going to play this so that they don't see any cycle stick for priority. Begin the stare down. Who will blink? We want to save the cast out. It's one thing that can put off the planar bridge. Annoying little card. Fixes their mana. So they don't even have to have the right mana for the bridge. I'm just going to do this now. The Royal. I dare you to drop a bridge. They have a mana advantage. Let's see what they can do with it. Let's use the Tail's End. This means that we get to save into the Royal. Also, we get to save Veto for the moment when they try to counter my counter, because Veto can't be countered. So how are their colors? Their colors are good, right? Yeah, they have it all. Black, white, blue, green. Yep. I don't know if or when I'll do something about this Dryad. We'll just have to find a time. Oh, it's a tap land. Probably not what they wanted to draw. That can't be countered, but I do have a good answer for it. That is a heck of a card to have in your 5-color deck. Pretty much uncastable without a Dryad. But we got him. Hacked. Nice. Yeah, this is where we start to lock it down. Say hello to my friend.
Hurry.
Do it. Play the bridge. I dare you. I dare you to try. You attack me with your puny, sexy Dryad thing.
To phase you out of time?
Means nothing to me, nothing. You want to try that again? All right.
You know what? I'm not done.
Let's go ahead and wrap that Dryad. Ooh, nope. We're not Vorinclex in here. Oh, there's a pause. Do you have a counter for the counter? No. They have something. Let's see what it is. The pact is ready. It's a foretell card that generated a stick. A foretell card that generated a stick in that spot. Oh, I guess just foretelling it would generate the stick, so I'm overthinking it. I figured I could figure it out from that, but it's probably just an all-runs epiphany, huh? Garrick. You shall not pass. I mean, their deck is all haymakers. The question is, do they have the patience to make it work? And no, they do not. Calyx. $10 says this is Shrines. People can't resist Shrines. No ramp, but the Tome. I like the Tome. Tome can make sure your draw goes well. We need another blue for Narset. The negate's nice. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe not Shrines. Maybe our opponent's gonna play some enchantment synergy. I mean, Shrines just synergize with other Shrines. I don't mean disrespect or anything. Do I? 24. That's another blue, so we'll keep. We don't need to play it now. And we don't have a reason to have 3 mana, so let's play this tapped. If the opponent does nothing too pressing, we'll just draw with the tome. We can shatter next turn. The games. If we shatter next turn, they potentially just get nothing from my rowing games. So there's no real reason to counter it. Like, it's kind of a weird card, but they need to have a creature in play to get the counters, and then they need to have a big creature in play to get the cards, and we can fight those on different levels. Boom. First Wrath. Let's see if the opponent plays the Calyx here. If they do, we can TEFERI and just send it back. They go for a Righteous Valkyrie. I think we just keep this and draw cards off of it. This won't trigger the games next turn. So let's just do this. Keep negate up for the Calyx. $25. This has 7 life more than the starting total. So while 25 will do it in standard, it has to be 32 life to pump the squad. 32 is a lot more. There's a Face Fetters. Get out. Righteous Valkyrie wants to mingle. Okay. I can't think of anything I need from the tome, so I'm just going to keep it for cards. Eventually, we'll probably have the spare mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Regular island isn't on the battlefield yet. We still haven't seen the Field of the Dead, but trust me, it's lurking somewhere. It's that... You know what? I think we just hold up the cast out. The cast out and the draw from the tome. No, we're not going to use that anyway, but let's open this then. Who knows what they could do to the graveyard that would force us to actually care. It could be something. Elspeth Conquers Death. Let's draw a card, see if we can hit a negate type effect. We cannot. So long to TEFERI for now.
That didn't go according to plan.
To the command zone where you can safely come back and torture our opponent. Do we save cast out here? Do we save cast out here? The tax is really annoying, I think. But I don't like putting ECD underneath a cast out because a Calyx can just like get rid of it at some point. This is kind of tough. I think I'll take out the creature since we don't have a Wrath right away. I did let my opponent have an extra life from the speaker I shouldn't have if I was going to do that line. Let's see if Narset can slow things down. We're going to be taxed next turn.
Just the trick for this.
Disallow. Okay, lots of goodies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to be taxed. I guess I'll just take the disallow, because foretelling the Saw It Coming doesn't do anything. They still know it's coming. They will literally see it coming from that experience. Iliad. And they ran that into a disallow. I'll counter. What else you got?
I must stay focused.
What else you got, Narset?
Own your prowess.
I get to see it. Let's just go. Like, you think you're a life gain deck? Let's fight. I bet I'll out life gain you. I'm tapped out. Do your worst. I am tapped out with Approach of the Second Sun, coming back for more later. Here's Calyx. Do we care? What are you gonna exile? Nothing I can't deal with. I'd much rather just Sphinx's Rev next turn. I have so much life to gain. Yep, they can nail the cast out, get back the Valkyrie.
To your place, interloper.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna do some work. To the bottom. Land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I shouldn't do this now. I should wait. It's kind of mean, but it is what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-point rev. Let's see what the opponent gets. Can they shuffle my library somehow? Can they do something to me? They have all that glitters. That hits really hard. That hits really hard. They play In Search of Greatness. They slam the All That Glitters. They power up the Heliod. They surge forward with the fury of the clerics, with the power of their lord behind them, with +1/+1 counters, healing, life gain, and angels. And then cruel, cruel, cruel fate rose to meet them. And their life total ceased to matter as the second sun rose on the horizon. And it was good. And we are back for the post-game wrap. It's Teferi. It's everything you hated and loved about Teferi. All in one deck. A deck that always draws Teferi. A deck that always has more Teferis to play. The counter spells have been carefully sifted through and curated for you for maximum tilt value. The ramp and the mana ratio has been carefully set up. The wraths have been selected with care. The win cons perfectly pruned. When the mythic ladder or the best of or the get to 7 win events, or when just the daily grind sinks its fangs into you and you've had enough of choosing how to lose from Emergent Ultimatum and getting your deck and life total systematically milled by rogues, well, maybe it's time for some historic brawl. Maybe it's time to assert your dominance, and who knows, maybe you'll run into me somewhere within the festival queue. I've got a lot more decks to share, including some that are a little bit more aggressive, so if you like the Brawl content, please let me know. Please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video. Leave me a comment, let me know. Am I the worst? Is this the frickin' best? Should Historic Brawl be a format that we can always play? Or should it be a rare delicacy, occasionally handed down from the Wizards Lords on high? Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.